But in capturing swarm, there's a couple of things that I would recommend that are very basic. Is be prepared and be safe. So those two things you need to keep in mind. What about being prepared? How do you prepare for getting? What do you do when you expect to get a swarm?
I make sure I have plenty of sugar water to spray on them, and then I have a box that's ready to go. It has the things in it that they're gonna need, and then I get to where they are, and put the swarm in them, close the box, and put sugar water in it, so that they have something to eat, and then do a lot of praying.
Okay. Well, now the box, so you have it ready.
Yeah.
You prepared the box.
Just as if,
You
just as if
didn't
we've
wait,
gotten
you
a.
didn't wait till you got a call about a swarm?
No, you have,
Okay.
just as if you have a call
Okay.
unexpected, you know, like you were gonna go buy a box of bees, same thing, you know, you have it ready.
You need to have the equipment ready beforehand. And these are some things you can do, like in the wintertime or early part of the year, if you're planning on capturing swarm. Then you need to be prepared for that. You need to have the gear for it. You need to have protective gear. I would recommend that you have some protective gear when you're catching swarm, at least a hat and veil. Sometimes gloves are important, but hat and veil, I would recommend that you do that. By and large, honeybee swarms are docile. You know, they have left their nest, they no longer have a nest to protect, and so they're usually very docile to handle, but not always. Not always, and you won't know that until the fact
Too
happens.
late.
So let's go back to be prepared. But, you know, have your veil on, at least be sure. I always, when I capture one, I also have a smoker lid. That's just another precaution. You may need it. And it's really difficult after the fact that you need these things to try to get them and get them going. So be prepared, get things ready. And then you need to have types of receptacles to catch bees in. What do you catch yours in? You take a regular bee
I
box?
try to take a regular bee box, but I've got just a regular cardboard box before, and got some warmers.
Bee boxes are heavy.
They're
awkward. And you know, if you get them in there and you get them to stay, that's great, they're there. But they're heavy and awkward. There's different kinds of receptacles that you can use, and you can use high boxes like you talked. You have them ready, you put those in there. You can use pasteboard boxes, and you can use a vacuum system. And there are other types of, you can use buckets that are prepared for that. You're familiar with a hive box, you know, it's an army keeping this, so we won't discuss that, but a pasteboard box, just any pasteboard box will do. I use one that I've had for years, and I think I've probably shown sunlight in this box. It's out of a paper box, and these are light. In fact, I've got the weight on it, so it weighs 3 1/4 pounds. And I'll weigh my swarms when I get to them, so I'll know something about how many bees are there. Bees generally about 3,500 bees per pound. And primary swarms generally run 3 to 5 pounds. So what do you have, 15,000 bees in the swarm. I have captured a swarm one time that weighed 10 pounds. Was an excellent swarm, and it stayed put, and it made 6 supers of money.
Wow.
But I would venture to say that wasn't just one swarm by itself. Probably sometimes in an area when bees swarm at the same time, 2 of those swarms are known to come together. and form one larger swarm. So I would strongly suspect that's what happened in that case, because that's really unusual that you retrieve a swarm in excess of 6 or 7 pounds at most, and those are quite large. 3 to 5 pounds, I'd say, is probably normal. The subsequent or after swarms are less than that, sometimes down to even around a pound, pound and a half. Not near as many bees. But anyway, this is a thing I've concocted to catch swarms in, which works well for me. It's just a paper box, and on the top, on the inside, I put little ridges, put little strips of wood that are V-shaped, just spaced apart like you would, same space you have frame. And I'd have to leave them in there for a day or two for some reason. They'll build comb, but they'll build it straight on those units, which I don't keep, but they just keep them straight. And you can, it's very light, and I made hand hold so I can handle it. And it's reinforced with little wood strips around the inside, keep it together. And you put your bees in there, and you can shake them in there, close the lid, and then down in the top there's a little opening. If I get my masking tape off. Little door right here. You can let the bees will go in there. You set that down, and the bees will go in there pretty well. And it takes a while. You won't get all the bees in there that way, but you'll get most of them. If you leave it there long enough, you'll get about all of them. And then you can close that up and secure it back toward the bees and push it open. And then there's some one on the front and back of some open with some wire. There's one on the back and front to give them some air. If you have that open when you catch the swarm, the bees are going to go to that instead of the entrance a lot of them. So they'll gather up out there. So keeping that closed to give them is a big help. But give them some air. They'll suffocate pretty quick, especially warm weather. And in this particular one, at the top, I'll fix the place if I have to, or put a feeder on it, little feeder on there, a jar feeder. The trouble with cutting your fingernails off, you can't do it. There's a place there that I put a feeder on the top. They'll get up there and feed the That's works good for me, but there's a lot of different ways. Just a plain pasteboard box will work, but